Things going so well there, why not get some ideas from the folks over there? That's exactly what some Democratic lawmakers are doing here. They're pushing something called a transaction tax on stocks and bonds that's modeled after the one in Europe. Now, it would be a 3-cent tax on each $100 trade. So again, what could go wrong? It'll raise $350 billion over 10 years. That's just for starters, because, you know, they always raise taxes. Jonathan Hoenig says it's a horrible idea. Celia Bigelow, I guess he is kind of in between. Howard Rosencrans, our liberal for this segment, of course he's a liberal for all segments, says, why don't you all calm down and think of mankind? So, Howard, in that respect, you're not against this. Why not?
Let's think about the deficit. First and foremost, that's what I want to think about. I want to think about things that are politically tenable that can actually get through. We don't want to see income taxes go up. We want to see the corporate rate get cut. And we need to do something to control the spending or to feed the spending bucket.
It's another tax.
It's at least it's going to be something that the GOP, at the end of the day, is going to find acceptable. What's going to
the value-added tax in Europe has been such a hit. Right?
It's not exactly a value-added taxes. It's not that comprehensive on the entire economy.
The value-added tax was treated at the time as a savior for one country's deficit after another budget. It was going to be their salvation. They just keep adding to it. They kept all the other existing income taxes, and they still don't have a pot to.
Well, look at what's going to happen with HFT trading, high-frequency trading. That's definitely going to go down. That's definitely going to get reduced in the big picture. All of a sudden, people are going to begin to feel better about the stock market. I disagree with Stephen Moore, who was just on saying he doesn't understand why the market is where it is. The stock market is very cheap.
What he says about you. Yeah.
I don't even want to imagine.
But Jonathan, here's my worry, and I know you share part of this. Be careful what you start, because it doesn't stop. And, you know, be careful the way it can rope in innocent victims. In this case, those who just have 401k accounts, who through no faults of their own, just having the account and the transactions that are conducted within the account over which they have no control, they're getting slapped with a fee that could go as high as $18 to $100 a year.
Indeed, Neil. I mean, this transaction tax is a tax on wealth creation. I mean, it's a tax on trade. There's two ways to deal with people, through force or with trade. This is a tax on trade, and it makes it more expensive, more cumbersome to produce wealth, to better our lives. I mean, whether it's Joe Sixpack or high-frequency trading, trade is productive. It creates wealth, and for government to tax it is essentially shooting yourself in the foot. You want to handle the deficit, stop spending, but taxing trade basically throws the baby out with the bathwater.
We're not going to stop spending, Jonathan. It's not going to happen.
Well, you are right about that. We obviously can come up with a lot more creative ways, Celia, for inventive ways to raise taxes, to raise revenue than we ever can to cut spending. So I don't care where people are on the right or left of this. The fact of the matter is, even our near and dear friend Ben Stein say, look, he's against this uncontrollable leap in spending, but no one can get under control. So the only other alternative is to do stuff like this. What do you think?
Well, even Tim Geithner is against this type of tax. Look, they're just looking to tax anything they can now. Yeah, Tim Geithner came out against a transaction tax.
Jonathan, you and I have to switch on this. Geithner is... Oh, my God. Oh, go ahead.
But, no, like, they're just looking to tax anything they can nowadays. And I thought Democrats were all about the middle class and helping the elderly, helping the college students. But look at
not Rosencrans. He doesn't care about the middle class.
I guess the Democrats are looking to push Granny off the hill now.
Well,
but this is gonna help. This is not going to help 401ks. This is going to hurt 401ks. This is going to hurt college savings plans. This is going to help. This is going to hurt the average middle class person that's looking to.
If you tell them, I'm listening loud and clear. If you tell the average American that you're going to control high-frequency trading, you're going to cut down on volatility, all of a sudden it's going to
control high-frequency. You're going to control all trading.
Yeah, I mean, that's born of that old.
There was no reason.
Howard, you're born, Howard, of this old, ridiculous notion that, you know, evil traders and high-frequency trading caused the collapse, caused the crash. I mean, trade is productive. That's why people engage in it.
I don't believe it, but if you ask the electorate will tell you that's true.
So you buy that, and then we're going to institute a tax to curb that.
Okay, look, if
all
we
of
want
a sudden
to talk
people are going to say the market is safe, I can invest in it again.
Oh, come on. come on.
Okay, if we want to talk about what caused the financial collapse, let's talk about the Federal Reserve, but that's a whole different subject. Look, this is going to send investors overseas. They're going to lose. The CBO even says that this is going to cause a ton of job loss. So I guess I thought Democrats like to go off of what the CBO says.
This makes it, the French started this. The French started this. We are taking our advice from France. It's Europe. I mean, if they were a stellar example, you look to the Italians for a good marinara sauce. You look to the Swedes for, I don't know, good meatballs, unless they put horse meat in it. My point is, you cede to the people whose skills are noteworthy. Your financial skill does not come to mind.
I will acquiesce as soon as you got another way that is politically tenable to cut the deficit.
But, Neil, to your point, the response of this has been an exodus of capital from Europe.
Yes,
People are pulling money out of Europe because of this financial tax. It just makes it more expensive to invest in companies, to create the wealth that all of us ultimately want to enjoy.
And do you look at the history of taxes, period, that what we start, we never stop. In other words, it's just like when the gas taxes, remember, now I'm older than you, but you and I can remember, the idea was that we were going to fix our roads and bridges. I don't know about you, but now we're having to come up with trillions of dollars more to fix our roads and bridges. So that didn't work. We earmarked a lot of money from this thing called the lottery to help our kids in school and make sure they were better educated. They're dumber than ever. None of them have a gold-plated laptop. My point is, every well-intended initiative goes bad. Every tax begets another tax. What started as the equivalent of a 2-cent value-added tax in Europe is, in some of those countries, now north of 23 cents. And they still are a mess.
If we can establish a precedent where we can raise...
Stop the precedent.
I don't
Stop the precedent.
I don't want to do it. It's not
really?
necessarily the thing I want to do. I got to find something politically tenable that we can get through. If you're going to
politically tenable,
it is. We're targeting a theoretically small group of people. They're going to be able to say to the president, "We're doing this now."
Everyone in the marketplace.
You're targeting a small group. You're talking, innocent folks with their 401k. What is this fee about? What's this fee about? And you're okay sticking it to mom and pop, huh?
Yep.
I had to do something.
And in a zero rate interest rate world environment, 0.3% is a big deal, especially for older folks who are simply trying to live off their retirement.
And by the way, the 0.3 thing, I want to harken back to that low value-added tax when it started, and it's grown several-fold, many-fold. I wish I knew. Is it 20-fold or is there a decafold? A lot of folds. Out of control. That's all I'm saying. Be careful where you start.
And the fact of the matter is that I don't really think this is going to bring in a ton of revenue either, because investors are going to look overseas from here, and where's the revenue going to come when they go overseas?
Yeah.
If you can just create that perception.
I thought Obama was about bringing business back to America.
Howard,
that's what
Everyone wants to create a perception. Everyone else wants to create wealth.
It would be like taking dietary advice from me. You do not go there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. All right, and these guys are going to come back a little later in the show.